What's up? It's Wednesday and I'm actually here. Can you believe it? I'm about to die of shock. Where's this new column? Here it is. I'm about to die of shock, but what the fuck, Wednesday in full effect for the first time probably since January on a Wednesday. I know it's been months. That's all I can say. Anyway, this is our weekly advice live stream. We did part of it on Sunday, but I had to bail because I was just like about to pass out. So we're going to pick up with where we left off. Well, let's see. I left off on questions. So question number 18 is where we're going to start. And then we added a few to make it, make the show a little bit longer. If you submitted a question, you got a notice from Candace that your question was going to be in today's show. Please check not only here, but in the chat stream. I mean, listen, but also look at the chat because a lot of the people will make comments there that you might find useful, or they might live in your area and know something about, the question that you asked and have more information to augment my response. So my t-shirt today, I have to wear my t-shirts. You know how I tell y'all I always match energy? Match energy. Match the energy that a man gives you. Match it. Don't you give him no more. And hopefully, not less, but definitely not more. So this says, I match energy. So how are we going to act today? That's what this t-shirt says. I have two of them. And this is what I'm going to wear a lot. All right. So let's pick up where we left off from Sunday's show with question number 18. This is a male. He's 22 to 27. He's European and out of London, England. Summary of issue. How many dates should I arrange with them until I can say it's not me, or what to say to walk away? What? Okay. What are you saying? I arranged a date and arrived, waited 30 minutes, then contacted them. Oh, I forgot. We'd arranged it the week early, so okay. 3 cancellations were next. I asked her if she preferred we go our own way. No. Okay. Next arrangement, she goes off to Poland, the next one to the USA. Finally arranged one a few days after her trip, and as I'm trying to arrange the time, she holds out for 4 days. Then the day before, she says, I'll text you before tomorrow. Next message is the day of the date, lay in the day. When are we meeting today? I reply, you didn't get back to me, so I made plans with friends. I slept in. Next, never ignore my messages. Writing this, I should just say bye, but what is a good way without too much trouble? You don't need to say anything, and you dumb. Because first of all, by the time, you arrange a date and she says she forgot, that's no excuse. People have smartphones with calendars in them. Did you forget that part? That, you can set alarms, reminders like the day before, the week before, 2 days before, an hour before, 4 hours before, whatever. I mean, whatever you set it up. You can set it up so that you're getting constant stream of reminders on your phone about any appointment that you have, anything. All you have to do is care enough about the appointment, whether it's, medical, dental, job interview, or a date. You just have to care enough to, take the few minutes to enter those alarms in the date and the time of the appointment. She didn't do that. So I don't know what possessed you to keep chasing after this girl like this, because by the time she said, I forgot, you were supposed to block her number and move on to the next one. But you let her stand you up, let her cancel on you 3 more times. then you're gonna ask her if she preferred that we go our own way. You don't ask her, you just do it. You don't need her permission, and you don't need her buy-in, and you don't need her to agree with what you know is a good, sensible decision. You don't let people disrespect you like that, dude. Come on now. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, and this is a hard thing. I mean, this goes for women too, but young men need to understand this as well. A woman must respect you. She can't fall in love with you if she doesn't respect you. Now, you may lose that respect down the line because you start acting a fool, but no one can fall in love with you unless there's some level of respect. When you behave like this, like you so thirsty and desperate for somebody to go out with you and pay attention to you and stuff, that you're gonna chase her down after she rejects you time and time and time again. She was hoping that you would get a clue, and you just never did get it. So I'm just telling you this now, so for your own good in the future. If someone cancels on you like that, or they act like it was so unimportant that they quote forgot, then you say, I see. Well, it was nice meeting you, I guess. Or maybe I don't know what it was. And then you hang up your phone, and then you just let them, you block their number, and you go on with your life. That's what you should have done. Okay. That's how you maintain your dignity. You don't, let your self-esteem be too wrapped up in what somebody else does. You have a plan for your life and how you're going to conduct yourself. And if other people don't appreciate you, you let them go. Okay? And please do that in the future. That's all I can tell you. This was a no-win situation for you. Let's move on to question number 19. This is a young lady in the 28 to 32 age group from Pismo Beach, California. Summary of issue. What is the strangest thing a past partner has done that you stuck around for? I think my story is the winner. What is the strangest thing I stuck around for? I can't recall anything. So my ex had, and probably still has, a booger wall. Wait a minute, what? Okay, in my mind, there's like framed pictures. I mean, framed boogers. I mean, I know that's not what she means. I can't imagine that's what she means, but I don't even, I didn't realize it until about almost a year into dating. I saw the slabs of snot on his wall above where he rests his head at night. At the time, he was 23 and I was 21. When I noticed it, I pointed it out and said it was gross. We both laughed it off, and he said that he would clean it off before I came over, but he felt now at that point in the relationship, we could be weird around each other. A few years later, after I broke up with him, I told my friends about the booger wall, and they said I should have broken up with him right then and there. LOL. I would have saved a lot of trouble if I broke up with him then. Ha ha. I've been known to be a people pleaser, and the booger wall did just that. I did just that. I was too nice about it when in reality it grossed me out. I don't even know what to say. I know button. Can you imagine? And you laying in the bed with somebody who's got a booger wall up on above his head on his bed, and you laying there next to him. Where they even do that at? Because wherever they do that at, I'm not trying to go there. That's just nasty. That's disgusting. And he's too old for that. I mean, I know little kids do weird things, and they even including eat them. But they're kids. They're not like toddlers. They don't know any better until their parents teach them. But he's 23 and he wants to memorialize his boogers and make a shrine to him on the wall and stuff. Oh no, 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 no. Dude, it's just nasty. It's just nasty. I can't do it. Button, did you look at the video about the hair? I was doing my hair in the video using the product that we're doing a giveaway for people who don't know. It's this one. It has this on the cover page. We're doing a giveaway of this organic shampoo bar by Organic Beauty Essence. So check out the video. You can find it on the channel. It's one of the latest ones. And then enter the drawing for a bar. The drawing is going to be the first weekend of August. So let's move on from the booger boy and move on to question number 20. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group. She says no location provided. The male's also 28 to 34. Summary of issue. My boyfriend got blackout drunk at my best friend's wedding and nearly ruined my night. Your night? What about the bride and groom's night? I'm just hoping for some general advice here. I did not put a location because it's too damn embarrassing. I'm kind of going through it right now. I'm 31. I've been dating a 29-year-old guy for about 4 or 5 months, and things have moved along very quickly. I was a bridesmaid at my best high school friend's wedding last weekend, and he completely blacked out and embarrassed me. He was stumbling, basically mute and not speaking, incoherent, peed outside of the venue. The bartender even told me that the patrons of the attached restaurant told him about it, and he warned that he could call the cops if I don't keep him in check. On the bus ride back, sleeping on the seat and fell in between the seats, passed out. I was mortified. My friends have only met him once, so this was a very big impression, a bad one. I've seen him like this 2 other times after big group events. We've drunken plenty of times together, and he's 99% of the time completely fine. He's more introverted than me, so I think the social anxiety aspect comes into play. I literally don't know what to do. I am disappointed, overwhelmed, and turned off, and trying to decide if this is enough to walk away or not. I don't know what to do. You do know what to do. You just don't want to do it. See, that's when women start talking about, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You think I'm stupid? You know, I've been doing this for more than 30 years, right? So I know some bullshit when I see some, and you full of bullshit. You know very well that this is an alcoholic, and it doesn't matter if he's cool 99% of the time and just goes on a strange bender once a week, once a month, every other weekend. It doesn't matter the frequency, the fact that he gets so drunk that he's falling out on the bus and peeing in bushes in front, oh my God, in front of restaurants and stuff. I mean, how can you even affiliate with somebody like that? Cut this off and move on like you have some damn sense. What kind of mess is this? You can't be dealing with somebody like this. And how old is he? 29 years old. Let me double check because I don't want to lie. Yeah, you 31 years old and you mess around with somebody 29 who's a drunk. You have lost your mind. If you don't dump this fool and get yourself together, so it makes no damn sense. Question number 21. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from Wolverhampton, West Midlands in the UK. The male is 28 to 34. Summary of issue. My boyfriend ordered 200 pounds worth of drinks and made me pay for it. You know, the L sign, British pound, whatever. My boyfriend and I went on vacation together with his family. As my birthday gift, they also paid for my flight for this vacation. During one of the nights, to show my appreciation, I told my boyfriend that I'll pay for our drinks at this bar. It was us and his sibling. My boyfriend then continued to order an insane amount of drinks until the total comes out to around $350 US. 3 people? What was he drinking? Which is an insane amount to me, considering that we're both students and living off of loans. His sibling offered to sell me for some of it, but I put my card down. After we get back, I start a huge fight with him as it wasn't just the money that bothered me, but it's also the principle of ordering a ton of stuff when someone else is paying. I was embarrassed to bring up the money, but it just bugged me so much. He ended up selling me for some of it. A few days passed by and he just keeps asking me to buy stuff and then just use the money he Venmo'd me for it. I got so fed up with it, I just zelled him the money back, and now I don't even feel like speaking or seeing him. How would you have handled this, Deb? Well, okay, I've been in situations like, let me tell you, this is how I do it. I say I'm going to buy, I'm going to pay for the drinks. I'm going to buy you guys dinner. I'm going to, whatever your limit is. And then I say what it is. So they already know. If you go over that, you unanswer some money because that's as much as I'm willing to pay. I had a friend, she got a promotion, right? Well, I called her a friend. It was this girl that I used to work with. This was a long time ago. And I'd helped her, I'd coached her and developed her, and prodded her along and tried to, help this girl have the confidence to interview well and all this stuff. I put a lot of work into her. Okay, so she gets the promotion. So I take her out to dinner to this Mexican restaurant over here. And the restaurant's not, super expensive. So, I mean, you could, get food and everything and have a drink and everything for about $65 for two people. I'm like, bet. I mean, that's, I spend more than that just by myself, but I don't go to that restaurant when I do it. So I, did that. So we go. So she orders an appetizer. Okay, fine. We share the appetizer. I don't really usually eat appetizers because I'm a person who only eats half my food anyway, so I don't really need an appetizer. But whatever, we had an appetizer. So I wasn't tripping. So then she orders the food and she orders like this platter, with the 3 or 4 things, one of the most expensive things. Then we ordered drinks. Then she wanted to get another plate of food to take home. I didn't stop her. I'd let her order it. And so then when the bill came, I said, well, I'm paying for this and one of your drinks, because that's all I said I was going to pay for. You paying for the rest. And she's like, well, you said it's going to take. I said, yeah, but I'm not taking out your nigga. See, that's what you try to bring on food for him, thinking I'm going to pay for it. Bitch, we ain't fucking. That's exactly what I told her right in the restaurant. I'm not fucking you, and therefore I don't have no obligation to pay for shit for you. You lucky I even took you out for dinner. So I want you to understand what time it is. I'm paying for this. I'm paying for this, and one drink each, because that's all I had was one drink because I was driving. So that's what I'm paying for. So all this that extra drink and that appetizer you ordered, because I decided I wasn't paying for that either. That appetizer and the plate of food that you just ordered for dude, you paying for all of that. So she put her little card down, and when the waiter came, I told him what to put on her tab, and I told him what to put on mine, and then he did that, and I came and I signed my thing, and she signed hers, and then she was mad at me. You think I gave a shit? Because I had my money in my pocket. So see, I don't understand how people let people do them like this. Because by the time they got to, that third drink, and I said, how much is this bill? Okay, close this tab out. I'm gonna close the tab out. If y'all want some more drinks, you gonna buy them because I've reached my financial limit. And then I would have closed my tab and they would have just kept ordering drinks and that they would have had to pay for. See, I don't, there's no reason to feel like because you said I'm going to buy drinks, that means you're going to buy all the drinks for the entire night. That's not what that means. You're going to buy a reasonable amount of drinks, which usually is about 2 drinks per person. You 3 people, that would have been 6 drinks. That's enough. They want more than that, they need to unask some money. So I don't really, I don't handle myself the way that you do. That's not how that would have went down if it was me. So just to let you know, you might want to try that next time you start because you're going to get out of school and you're going to be in corporate situations. And, you're going to be like out with people that say, oh, let's get around, and you get around, I get around, you get around. Be careful of that too, because like when they're paying, they're going to order some cheap shit, right? Like what they call it, the well drinks. But when you pay, suddenly they want top shelf, Dom Perignon, they want, like the best tequila. They want Hennessy. They want, Grey Goose martinis. They want all the stuff that costs like the most. But then when they did it, they just said martini. So they having some Smirnoff or some garbage vodka. So, be careful of that too, because people will pull that stunt on you real quick. And I'll be like, oh, so you think you're going to pull the top shelf trick on me? No, we're not doing that. Big waiter, give him the same drink that he had before, or her or whoever, give him the same drink that they had before, because that's all I'm paying for. I'm going to pay for what we're going to match energy again. I'm going to pay for like what would you pay? And they be mad. Ask me how much I care. So you have to think about stuff like that, watch how people roll and how they try to play you. Because they sure will do it. Ain't that some whack shit? People are just, they trifling. And I wouldn't have gave him back, zelled him back nothing. And when he was talking about buying out of that, no, that money is to pay for those drinks, not to pay for your other stuff. You better reach in your pocket, get out of here. Not paying for shit. That's what I would have told him. As a matter of fact, you only gave me some of it. I want all of it. So zell me another $100, and then we might have something to talk about. Let's move on to question number 22, because that pissed me off. Just watch that behavior. Hey, Giggles. I know nobody's here on Wednesday. They probably didn't believe I was going to come. That's probably what happened. That's all right. They'll see the replay, and they'll be like, oh, my God, she actually showed up. Hey, Sliver, I was just talking about you. So here we go. Yes, it's come to get your mind right. Question number 22, because these people is definitely off their rockers. This is a young man. Well, I guess he ain't young. He's 50 to 56. He's Caucasian from Bend, Oregon. Summary of issue. I'm looking for feedback from you and the other ladies and any men listening as well. I will read the chat after the show if Candace chooses my letter. Okay, so here is the story. For my girlfriend's 50th birthday, I planned an entire Paris vacation, paying for everything from airfare, hotels, all the meals, and entertainment. The highlights of the trip was a beautiful dinner cruise along the Seine and her on her actual birthday. We had a great time. A few weeks later, after returning home, my girlfriend expressed her disappointment that I did not get her a gift. My reply was the trip was her gift. She showed me recent TikTok showing that the trip can never be considered a gift because the experience was shared. I did plan the entire trip in less than 3 weeks. What do you think? Am I wrong? Well, this is difficult. No, you're not wrong per se. I mean, the trip was a gift, but it was a gift. Like she's right. That part is a trip for both of you because you went too. So how is it a birthday gift for her when you got the same gift? Now you may say, well, but I paid for it. Okay. Did she ask you for a trip to Paris? Probably not. Probably, she would have been just as happy if you got her some jewelry. So that's what she's looking for. And with the way that most men do it, even if they take you away for a weekend, for a week on a cruise, whatever they do, and if it's your actual birthday, an anniversary, something like that, they still produce an actual tangible gift that you can wear, that you use like perfume, something like that, something that it's tangible. Whereas a trip is an intangible. I mean, once you've done it, you got made up pictures, but it's nothing you can like hold on to. It's nothing you can point at. That's what she means. So you could have saved this by getting her, I don't know, some little bracelet or a little necklace or some shit. And then, made a big production about, oh, I love you. I got you this necklace. And you put it on her in the moonlight on the Seine River. And then, put it on her neck and then she'd be like all in love and everything would have been magical and wonderful. That's how most guys do it. Or a pair of earrings. I mean, something that's personal. You're not going to give her like a vacuum cleaner. That's a coupon to endless car washes. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. It's going to be something personal with a touch of romance to it. And then you would have been just like, she just would have been like going crazy because it would have just like been the perfect thing for her to remember the rest of her life. That would have been like, okay. But so you kind of messed up a little bit, but there you go. That's how you should have done it. So that's what she means. I hope I explained it well for you. Question number 23. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Pensacola, Florida. Summary of issue. My longtime partner said that he no longer finds me attractive. Is my reaction valid? I have a partner of 6 years. Dang, you're only in the 22 to 27 age group and you've been with 6 years? We are both 24 years old. When we were laying down and cuddling, he randomly said that I should wear sexy clothes even when I'm home. And the reason that he's not, quote, feeling it when we do it is because of that. To give you context, I work from home and I always wear comfy clothes like oversized t-shirts and pajamas. I can say that I have a great body, but I am very insecure. So yeah, back to the story. When he said that, I just felt really bad and just pretended to be asleep and I cried. I know I'm sensitive, but I'm just really hurt. What do you ladies think? I don't really want to explain my side because he'll just gaslight me and make me feel like it's not worth fighting over. Okay, so you've been with this guy 6 years and you feel like that's how he would treat you? He would gaslight you and make you feel like it's not worth fighting about. Your feelings are not worth you voicing because it's going to make a fight. And you want to stay in a relationship with somebody like that. I'm trying to figure out why. And please don't say, well, because I love him, though. You need to love yourself. And loving yourself means you don't tolerate people treating you like that, talking to you crazy like that. See, with me, I don't know. I mean, I admit I have a terrible temper. I admit that. And you get one time with me. You get one. So you saying, something like that, I'll be like, well, where the fuck is your sexy shit? You walk around here thinking that you looking like something enticing, and it's like it's the same old shit every day. So, half the time you have skid marks in your drawers and shit. You think that's just a turn on? See, you know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna start. We that's where you want to go. We matching energy today. See what we gonna do today? You guys missed it. This is my T-shirt, giggles, etc. Sliver, you missed it because you guys got here late. I match energy. So how we gonna act today? That's what this says. So he would have just got told about himself. You're not gonna say stuff like that to me and get away unscathed. If you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna hurt yours right back. And I'm gonna go for the jugular. So, that's why he's not feeling it. Then you're supposed to say, well, just don't feel it and get your shit and get the fuck out then. Because I'm not dressed up fucking Barbie. I'd wear what's comfortable for me, and you either like it or you don't. And if you don't, then get the hell out of my life. I don't need you trying to dictate what I wear. You out your rabbit ass mind. And then you kick him out. And then he'll learn to shut the fuck up next time he has a girlfriend. He won't say anything stupid to her like that because he'll remember getting kicked out and booted out of your life for being so opinionated, like somebody gives a shit. It's like, when I want your opinion, motherfucker, I'll give it to you. Child, sliver girl. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to add this to my T-shirt store. What am I doing? My shirt's all fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have no patience for men these days. I just don't have it. Either act right or get the hell on. I can't with you. So let's move on here. We got a bunch of questions. And then I didn't have any more white paper, only had pink paper. So all the new questions are on pink paper. Oh, this looks a hot mess. It's gonna be hard to read too. Okay. Question number 24. This is a young man in the 28 to 34 age group. He's African American from Virginia Beach, Virginia. The young lady is the same age group, 28 to 34. Summary of issue. My girlfriend is hitting at trips after I won some money online. How do I handle this? Hey, Deb, I've been dating this girl for about 3 months. I'm 30 and she is 28. She's not a girl. This is a young woman. Hey, y'all kill me with this girl shit. Sometimes we hang out at my place because I live alone and it's bigger than her apartment where she lives with a roommate. Okay. One night we were chilling together and I started playing online slots. Surprisingly, I won about $2,500. Ooh, we both got really excited about the win and it was a fun moment that we shared. But since then, she's been dropping hints about holiday and hotel offers like obsessively. It feels like she knows about the money and immediately wants to go on a trip to spend it. She keeps sending me links to fancy resorts, weekend getaways, and stuff like that. I don't want to be a dick about it, but it's starting to feel a bit much and it's making me uncomfortable. I'm not sure how to approach this without causing any issues. I don't want to seem stingy or make her feel bad, but I also don't want to blow all the money just because I want it. I want to enjoy the win and maybe save or use it for something meaningful later on. Any advice on how to handle this situation would be appreciated. How do I bring this up without making things awkward or causing a rift between us? How can I set up boundaries about the money without coming off as selfish or ungrateful? Fucker. Dude, what the hell is this? What? You don't have no nuts? That's your money. You want it. All the money that went into the betting for the stuff, the online, whatever you was doing, that was your money. So if you want some, that's your money. Just think about all the money that you lost in the past. That's still more money. You're just recovering some losses. I never see gambling as a win. You're just recovering some losses. That's the way I see it. So you all you have to do is, do what I call clarifying statements, because you think that that's what she wants, and you're probably right, but we don't know that for a fact because you ain't asked her. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick up your phone or wait till you see her the next time, whatever you want to do. This is not a text conversation, and you're gonna say, I've been noticing you've been sending me all these links to these holiday hotels and all this stuff. Why are you doing that? Right? You're going to ask her, why are you doing that? And she's going to say, well, I thought we could go on a trip. I'll say, well, what made you think that we're going to go on a trip and who's supposed to be paying for that? And she would say, well, I thought we could use your money that you want. And you say, keyword, my money. Keyword, I'm saving my money. And no, I'm not taking you on no expensive ass trip. That's not going to happen. So I'm not understanding where this idea come from. If I win something, that's mine. We're not married. It's not a community property state here. So whatever I have, it's not your business how I spend it. or what I do with it. It's my business. So I want you to stay out of my wallet. And you my girlfriend or whatever, but you overstepping your bounds here, chick. This is my shit. And if I want to share with you, I will. But don't you ever do any shit like this again. Because it's not yours. It's mine. And I decide what I'm gonna do with it and where and when and how I'm gonna spend it. All that. That's me. They don't have no input in it. Because you ain't my wife. And put her in her place. I don't understand why you be letting these women y'all be letting these women just run you like this. Ain't no pussy that good, okay? You could just get some new one. It's just not even that serious. All right? It's not like she's your wife and you don't have no kids with her and all that stuff. It's just some fucking girlfriend. So just like you got her, you can get somebody else. It's not that hard. What's up, Shay? Yeah, she living that. She's trying to live that dream. But I'm telling you, these young men, you need to get your shit together, grow a pair of nuts, and stop letting these women run all over you. Put some bass in your voice and tell these bitches no. That's not happening. And you young ladies need to do the same shit. When these dudes get to clowning, tell them no and stop and I'm out. Boop. And deuce out. You don't have to be in a relationship with somebody just because you've been there for 2 years, 2 months, 6 years, 7 years, whatever. You don't have to continue it not one more minute. The second they disrespect you, it should be over. And dude, I'm telling you, once you give her this information, this speech, if she asks you again, break up with her. Because basically then it means she's not respecting what you're saying. Are you understanding what I'm saying here? You think that I'm joking? If you tell a woman all the stuff I just told you, and then she says, well, but I want, or, this, anything along those lines that discounts what you said you want to do with your money, you need to cut her loose. Cut her loose. Otherwise, you're going to be sorry. You're going to be sorry. It's not a good situation for you. Yeah, I mean, I don't even let dudes ask me who was on my phone. Oh, thank you, Feather. I see some Feather said that I look beautiful. That's sweet. Yeah. You can't even ask me that. Don't ask me what time I'm coming home either. If I wanted you to know, I would have told you. It's none of your damn business. That's what frustrates me a lot. I watch a lot of these, Korean and Thai dramas and stuff, and they seem to have like this character that they like to repeatedly put in different, things of nosy friends that, well, what happened? You need to tell us everything and all this kind of stuff. And I'd be waiting for the character to say, it's not your goddamn business. Stay out of mine. I'm not telling you shit because it's not your concern. They don't never say that. I just be waiting for them to say, I'd be so frustrated. Friends like, telling, I want to know all the details. What happened on your date? And did you sleep with him yet? And they want to know all these kind of details. But what about the other person's privacy that you're trying to invade with your nosy ass questions? And the person who's the partner of that individual want to be, well, I'll tell you later and all this kind of stuff. No, you shouldn't tell them nothing. It's not their business. If that your partner didn't give them permission for you to tell it, then you don't tell it. You tell them it's not your business. Some things are better left private. Don't ask me questions like that. It's too personal. That's rude. Stuff like that. Yeah, girl. And Shay, it's like the older I get, it's the worse it gets. It's like I just be telling people I just right and left. I don't even think about it anymore. It's just awful. Okay, let's move on. So I told you how to handle it. Question 25. We're still finishing up from Sunday in case you guys are wondering, how did they get to 25? So I started at 18, so now we're on 25, and I have up to 30-something questions. I don't know. Candace added some other ones. But it's on pink paper. It's going to be hard for me to read. I'll do my best, though. Okay, question 25. She's 18 to 21 from Renton, Washington. Summary of issue. Is getting offered a trip to Europe a green or red flag? That's so many red. Okay, well, let's see what's going on first. You in the 18 to 21 age group. So I don't think this is a good idea, but let's see what happened. Okay, so my coworker introduced me to her son's godfather. He's a 23-year-old guy in the military and is currently not in the United States. When we first talked, he said I was beautiful and told me that he wants to pursue me. We talked on and off for about 2 months. He looks like a good person and was raised similarly like I was. We have never met in person. I have only texted and FaceTime twice, being that he's stationed somewhere in Europe, somewhere, but you don't even know where. You don't even really know if he's in the service either. One of those FaceTimes is when he offered to pay for half my flight and take care of the other expenses over there with him. He offered to take me wherever I wanted to go and do anything I wanted to do. It is a very generous offer, and I told him I just can't up and go due to my pending living situation getting sorted out. I'm moving away for college, and my parents being protective of me, which I understand. He told me the offer is always on the table and told me to think about it. The thing is, we haven't created chemistry as I'd like to. I want to get to know him better and connect with him. I know the basics of where he's from, what he does, and some experience he's had, but nothing else. I do notice that some of his lifestyle choices I don't really do, but on our FaceTime call, he told me that he wants to settle down now. And since I knew his friends and his godson, it makes sense for him to make me the godmother. I told him to give me some time to think about it and sort out my stuff first. After our FaceTime call, he said he would talk to me later, but I texted him and was left on read 4 days ago. Deb, is this someone being straightforward with me or someone I should stay away from? I want you to block that number and that coworker, that ain't your friend. Okay, what is this right here? This is a setup for sex trafficking. And you couldn't even say, you wouldn't even be able to say that it was kidnapping because, or, international kidnapping or anything like that, because you would have jumped your ass on the plane voluntarily by yourself and used some of your own money to do this. I'm glad that you wrote, because see, the inside of you, your deep inner female intuition told you that this is some bullshit. But you're so young, you don't trust yourself yet. So I'm glad you wrote. I'm so happy you wrote. But you got to tell your coworker to tell her godfather, kid's godfather, if there's even such a thing, that he's just doing too much too fast, and you're going to cut off all conversation. You're going to go on your phone, and you're going to block him. Any other way he contacts you, you're going to block him. You are never going to speak to this man again. You ain't going to Europe. You're not even going around the corner with this clown or any other man that tries to get you on a plane into another country, another state, another city, away from your parents. You're too young. Okay, you're too young and you're too naive. This is not even a good idea. My mother had a foster kid, this little girl. She didn't have any parents. Okay, so she was in foster care. My mother, we treated her like a little sister and stuff, for the most part. Me and her had a little fallout, but we got over it. So some years after she left foster care, she aged out. But she used to still come around. We still, like Christmas time and Mother's Day, she would come visit my mother and stuff. Just, pop in, just visit. She got married, had a kid, got divorced. I mean, she lost custody of the baby, but because she wasn't really that stable. Okay, so somehow, let me just tell y'all the story. Somehow, okay, one day she calls my mother and she says, oh, hi, so my mother's chatting with her. She's like, what's all that noise and stuff? She says, oh, I'm at the airport. And my mother's like, what are you doing at the airport? Like, because she knows she don't know nobody to be on a plane. You know what I mean? She don't know nobody. So my mother's like, what are you doing at the airport? And she said that she had met this woman, and the woman was going to hook her up with some kind of job or something in some other state. And she had to get on, she was getting on this plane. Do you know we haven't heard from Jennifer since? She used to call my mother at least once a month. Years went by and we did not hear. My mother's, deceased now. But we have not, she didn't ever heard from Jennifer again. That was the last contact that we had with her. And I told my mother, it just gave me the chills. It's like she knew. Jennifer knew she was doing the wrong thing. And she just wanted somebody to know. And she wanted to say goodbye to the person that she was the closest to, which was my mother. It wasn't me. Like I said, me and her, we had a little scrape there. But I still cared about her. I mean, I wouldn't want anything to happen to her little silly ass. But, I'm sure that's what happened because, they probably talked to her, found out she was, raised in foster care from her teens on, didn't have any family, only had a foster mother and foster siblings and an ex-husband that didn't talk to her and the baby that she didn't really get to see anymore. She was basically alone in this world, except for my mother. And we don't know where that little girl is, what happened to her. So you have a family, you have friends, you have a job. Stay your ass off of the internet and don't you let nobody else hook you up with nobody over FaceTime and all stuff in foreign countries. See, because this is what your co-worker could be working. You know, they have rings. These people work in rings to work together. You don't know who this coworker is just because that person's sitting up there with a part-time job at the same place you work. You don't trust everybody, especially in a situation like this. So you do what I'm telling you, and I want you to do this tomorrow. And don't you go nowhere, and you keep an eye on that coworker. If that person tries to give you some food or some beverages or take you somewhere, you ain't going, you ain't eating it, and you ain't drinking it. You don't let anything get around you where you're going to lose consciousness and that person can do something to you. Or are you understanding the risk here? The very fact that this person made that move to introduce you to this individual is frightening to me. And that you went so far to it, and you up there talking about, well, we don't have chemistry. I don't give a fuck what you have. You could have all the chemistry in the world. Your little narrow ass is not getting on no goddamn plane going nowhere. Have I made myself clear? You better listen to me. It could be the matter between saving your life and we never hearing from you again. Okay. That's what I'm saying, Giggles. They work in rings. They always have, some women, they have women of varying ages because they sometimes varying races, ethnicities, because they're trying to get different demographics. Some of these men, as I understand it, will put out requests. Well, I want a, tall, slim, blonde. Well, I want a short little Asian that looks really young, even though she's maybe 22, 20 in her 20s. I want her to look younger. They put out orders of what they want, and the traffickers go and find it. So you be careful. And these people that's just so trusting, giving people information about them, tell them where they go to school, oh, I'm in, this town here and all this stuff. Keep your mouth fucking closed. Get you a Google phone number in a different area. Like if you like here for the 510, we in the 510 area code here. Get you a 650 phone number. They'll think you down in the south, in the what's that area over there, Marin and San Mateo area, and over there. That day is 650. I get you a 213 or something, some 20, whatever, some area that you don't even live in. So they'll think you in a different different geographic area than what you in. They don't need to know where you are. They don't need to know. This is kind of scary to me. This is made my heart race. I'm so scared of her for her. At least she had enough sense to know. Yeah, they are boyfriends. They're people that do trust. The girls trust them. This is scary. Okay, now we're moving on to our new questions. That was the end of the questions I was supposed to do Sunday. Now we're moving on to our pink paper. Woo, this is hard to read. Okay, this is the female in the 22 to 27 age group. The male is in the same age group. Then this is from the UK. Summary of issue is, my partner is emotionally unavailable and I suffer because of this. What should I do? How can a relationship with an emotionally unavailable person work? It never does. Unless you are emotionally unavailable too, then it works. My partner and I have been together for 6 years, and in many ways, he is a perfect man for me. I can't say anything bad about him except for one thing. Unfortunately, he is unable to express his feelings. He does everything for me that I ask him to do. He has stood by me and supported me through terribly difficult life situations, but he is unable to show his feelings properly. By this, I mean that he never says that he loves me or anything nice. At most, oh, this is so hard to read. Why did I print them? I should have went to the store and bought some white paper. What did I say? By that, I mean he never says he loves her or anything nice. At most, if he wants a nook, he pays me a vulgar compliment on my looks. Oh. We never talk deeply about our feelings. I usually have to beg for a hug or a kiss. Cuddling with him is as simple as putting my hand on his shoulder. Because of this, unfortunately, I constantly feel that there is no intimacy at all in our relationship and that he would actually be fine with anyone who is good to have nook with. The problem is that I love him incredibly and long for his love. You're never going to get it. I've talked to him rather about it many times, but he always says that he can express his love in other ways, like helping me with everything. But that's just not enough for a relationship in my mind. I'm very scared of what will happen because he really is the love of my life, and I'm afraid that I could never get over him, even if I left him. But if I stay with him, I will always fear that I will have to crave his love, which I will never get. Well, it sounds like you just a scaredy cat, this scary little ass. And so you just gonna have to decide which thing you're scared of the most. Personally, you looking into your future. You're only in you in your early, mid 20s. Okay. You the 22 to 27 age group. So you're in your mid 20s. And if you stay in this relationship, this is your life. Constantly craving something that you're never going to get from a man who just has you around for the convenience of it. Basically, you'd be giving up a huge part of what your needs are just to keep him around physically getting his needs met because he's fine. The one who's suffering is you. It's always the one who writes the letter is the one who's suffering. So you just have to decide, do you want to keep suffering or not? I mean, I can't make this decision for you. Would I stay in a relationship like that? Oh, hell no. Especially for 6 years, I would have been out. By the time I figured out that, he's never going to be able to express his love, he can't even hug, he can't even kiss, he can't cuddle right. He puts his hand on your shoulder and that's a cuddle. Oh, that would never work. That would not work for me. Likewise, I don't want somebody who's like Gumby, like all over you either. That's a little bit too much. But, you should be able to have some affection, some hugs, some back hugs, some little kisses and pats on the butt and stuff like that. I mean, you should have like that kind of affection, kisses on the cheek, just for no reason at all, kisses on the forehead, kisses on the eyes, holding your hand. I mean, these kind of things, putting his arm around you, hugging you in tight because he just wants to be, feel close to you for a minute. Those are the kind of things that make women feel warm and loved and cared for. You're not getting none of that and have it for 6 years. And you want to talk about you love him, though. You do you. Well, she loves a fantasy. It's not even the idea of him. She loves a fantasy that she's hoping is going to come true. The hope. 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 Keeping hope alive. It ain't going to happen, girlfriend. Give it up. Move on. Okay, question number 27. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. The male is also 20 to 34, and she's writing from Florence, Italy. And she says, I'm a woman from Italy, and he's a man from Sudan. What message do I give to break up with him? He's very manipulative. Hi, please don't laugh at me for my ridiculous situation. Oh, sorry, can't promise that. Because we love to laugh at crazy stuff around here. That's what we do. I'm a 33-year-old Italian woman with seriously low self-confidence issues. I've been video chatting, and sometimes, nasty chatting with a 33-year-old Sudanese man for 10 years. We met online and have never met in person because he's Sudanese living in Saudi Arabia. He's probably living in Watts. For 10 years, we told each other words of love and affection, but also a lot of orbiting. Even a person like me has realized that this relationship is ridiculous and has no future. I came 100% to my senses when I proposed to him that I go to right. I don't know how you pronounce that. For some day, I just want to meet him in person, that he strongly refused. So I want to, quote, break up with him. Given that this is a toxic relationship, I'm weak and he's manipulative. Is the following message okay? And what is the right moment to send this to him? Thanks for any help and advice you can give me. I know that this sounds ridiculous, but this is hard for me. And after I send him this message, it will be super hard. Well, of course, you're telling yourself all that. The strongest message that you can give your mind is the one that you give it yourself. So she has all this. So I want to tell you something. Oh my God, girl, I want to end chatting with you what, chatting and seeing each other forever. I've been, oh, the drama. I've been thinking about it since I realized that there is zero chance and zero wish to have a different relation from what we have now and from what I've always had for years. It's no one's fault. I don't want too much to block you. Yes, you do. But because I have big, deep feelings for you, I need your cooperation to forget you completely. So please don't contact me anymore in any way from now on. I'm sure that you've kindly helped me with this. Thanks for everything so far. I've learned a lot thanks to you. I wish you the greatest health and happiness with all my heart. Girl, what is the fuck is wrong with you? How you 34 years old and still this stupid? This don't make no sense. And I don't care about your low self-esteem and low self-confidence. This is just dumb. You don't send nobody no whining ass note like this, begging him to take control of your life. You control your life and your actions and what you do. And you also control who you allow in your life. Okay, that's all. This is, no one told you that. You actually think that you have to have somebody else cooperation for you to do what you need to do for yourself. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna think, oh boy, she's weak as hell. I'm gonna fuck her over some more. And now I'm gonna make her give me some money and everything else. All you have to do is go into your telephone and block it. Preferably, you know what you could do? Just change your number. That's the best, most simplest, most thorough way to do it. Close all your social media pages because you too dumb. You don't need to have any. You're going to stay off the online situation. You're going to close all your pages and you're going to get a new phone number. That's what you're going to do. And then that way you're not going to contact him. And that phone that has his number and everything in it, you got to throw that phone away. Get you a new phone. That's what you need to do. You need to get you a new phone. You don't want to have anything that has any memory of him associated with it. That's what you're going to do. Say, because they have some brand new phones. Girl, these new phones are just hot, and the cameras in them is just wonderful. It's like, damn, it's like a digital cameras used to be in the early 2000s. It's even better than that. What Giggles say? Yeah, I'm just trying to just block her. I don't understand why she's being so fucking dramatic. Oh, because this, can you do this favor for me? If I was the dude, I would be like, I'm gonna fuck her over just because she asked me not to. This is my golden opportunity to act a fool. And why would you want to have a relationship with somebody who lives in some foreign country anyway? Fuck them motherfuckers. Is this no men in Italy that you could date? In Florence, Italy, there's nobody. You got to go online and find somebody in Sudan. What are you, like, really fat and ugly or something? What's going on with you that you can't find nobody right where you are? This is really you making me give you the side eye. Stay your ass off the internet. Question number 28. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from the UK. Summary of issue. How do I process having my boundaries crossed by my mother? I recently moved out of my mom's home and took some clothes with me, but more or less kept most of my belongings in my room at her place, as I have very limited space in my new apartment. My mom knows this. She told me before I moved out that I should keep important things at her house because it will still be here for me whenever I come back. And you believed her. Okay. She's already cleaned up most of the room in the way that she likes it, rearranged the furniture, organized all of my clothes, and put a lot of them into bags. I came to visit her a few days ago and went through my desk drawer, which is where I kept most of my private things. I had asked her previously not to touch anything in that desk as I wished to go through it at first. When I opened it, almost all of what I kept in there had been thrown out. Some of the things I had in there included a pregnancy test, a pink medication that she doesn't know about, and many, many notes that I had collected over the years of living there that she had written for me. Little things like, be back at 9, I love you. I asked her where she put everything, and she looked upset and asked, was it important stuff? I teared up. I'm so angry and upset because of so many reasons. She went through my very clearly private belongings without asking me, without telling me what she had done, and then decided it was okay to rummage through it all. She threw out the notes I had collected that were extremely important to me. She's literally the one who wrote these little notes to me, and yet she's the one who saw them and deemed them of such little importance that she threw them out. She saw my fucking toy and felt comfortable enough touching it and throwing it out. Anyone with eyes could see that this drawer and know that it was private stuff. The second I moved out, it's like any semblance I had of privacy in that room was being being my own went out the window. The fact that she felt comfortable not only to go through the drawer, but seeing something clearly not meant for her eyes and then continue going through it anyway and throwing most of my stuff away. Okay, you said that 19 times. I feel so angry and grossed out at this huge violation into my privacy and my sexual privacy. But then I also feel so upset at knowing all those memories I held over those 7 years of living in that home now are just completely gone. I can't stress how important they were to me. But then you should have took them with you. Okay? That's the valuable lesson that you learned here. What I see. Anything that's important to you, you should have took it with you. You don't listen to somebody else. You leave shit there that you don't really care about. I mean, it's nice if it's there and it's nice if it's not. But the stuff that you really care about, you should have put that shit in a bag and took it with you. My question is whether I'm overreacting or if I am valid in feeling this way. How would you recommend I process this? I'm going to say this. I wouldn't give a fuck, because if she wrote the notes and she didn't think they was worth anything and wanted to throw them away, then I'd be fine with that. She's the one that wrote them. She want to throw them away because she thinks they're trash, then you should think they're trash too. And don't be putting all that importance on it and all this emotional stuff on some stuff that she doesn't even value, and she wrote them. Don't you understand what I'm saying here? You put more importance on it than her when she wrote them. She didn't write them with any special emotional attachment. You put all that on it, but evidently she didn't mean it that way. And so let that go. Okay, now, as far as the S toy, just go buy another one. Shit, they have millions of them on the market. I mean, it's not like it was a cast of some now dead boyfriend's Johnson or something that you can't redo. I mean, just go buy another one. What is all this? And then you talking about these, what else was in there? Oh, some medication, get a new prescription. I don't know. But you got to remember this though. This is the thing that you seem to forget. You don't live there anymore, and that's her house. So where you don't pay bills, you don't have no right to say shit. That's my rule. You ain't paying no bills up in here, then anything in here is mine. Anything I want to do with it, I'm going to do. So you not paying for the space, you're not renting this room, then you don't have no rights over what happens in this space. I make those decisions because this is my shit. So if she thinks like me, then you just ass out. Because once my daughter moved out, I say, any shit you got one in here, you got till the weekend to come get it. She didn't come get it. I threw it all out, all of it. Called the little hauler people and said, take all this shit out this room, the mattress, everything. Took everything out. And so that was that. So now even if she wanted it, she couldn't get it because it's gone. But see, that's how it is. That's the reality of when you move out. So you should have taken what you wanted with you when you left. You didn't. So that's on you. I don't feel sorry for you. You did some stupid shit, and now this is a repercussion for the stupid decision that you made. This is called being an adult. When you make stupid decisions, you got to suffer the repercussions for those stupid decisions. And this is just a life lesson that you need to learn. Also learn that where you don't pay no bills, you don't get to dictate shit. Okay, that's another important thing for you to remember. Question number 29. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group, male, same age group, summary of issue. I am worried that I may be leading on a really sweet guy I met online. Should I give it more time or break it off now? I've got myself into a bit of a situation, and I'm hoping to get some advice on what to do next. Before the summer, I hadn't dated in 4 years. I consider myself to be somewhere on the asexual and aromantic spectrum. I don't know what that is. I call it the low interest or no interest build. I've had one long-term relationship before, and I really did love my partner, but I was never really sexually attracted to him. A month or two ago, I had a random spike in relationship interest and downloading a chatting app for the first time. I met a really nice guy within a couple of days. We exchanged numbers, and we've been talking every day since. It was crazy how much we seem to click. Similar interests, outlooks, priorities, you name it. He's easy to talk to and incredibly open, which I really appreciate. We set up a first date, and then I got sick, like long-term sick. Some weird thing with my stomach. I'm slowly getting better, but it's not been fun. And he was super understanding when I had to cancel. And again, when I had to cancel the second, third, and fourth times. Well, why do you keep making dates and you weren't well yet? We still texted every day for the 2 or 3 weeks was initially out of commission. I had a good day about 2 weeks ago, and we finally had our first date. And he was so sweet, but immediately I realized I'm not attracted to him, romantically or physically. I've kissed him a few times and still nothing. I didn't tell him this, because because it's hard for me to read on this pink paper. I'm telling y'all this was a bad idea. Because it felt rude/unnecessary, and because I still enjoyed the date in a friendly way. See? Okay, you see? I don't know. You can't really see. It's pink. It's like awful. I've been feeling sick again for the last couple of weeks, and we haven't met up again, although we still text. I'm actually starting to feel better now, but the issue is that I don't know if I want to see him again, and I'm not sure how to say that because I've never been in this position before. I'd just break it off, but there's some complicating factors. One is he has some past trauma related to being led on/lied to in a relationship setting, and I don't want to add to that. That's not your problem. Number two, he stuck with me the whole time I've been sick. And while I know, I should have turned my phone off. Where was I? And while I know I don't owe him anything, I still kind of feel like I do. And four, he's told me that so much about himself and been upset and been super open, and it feels shitty to turn around and say, hey, I actually lied about being attracted to you, to someone who's been so honest with me. What should I do? Is it better to just rip the Band-Aid off, let him down gently, or should I just keep doing this and see if the feelings come later? For further context, I didn't really have any romantic feelings for my ex-partner until we'd been friends for several months. Okay, so you have a history of taking your sweet time. I'm trying to figure out, if you've never felt attraction to anybody before, how would you know? I mean, I'm trying to figure out how you know when you would feel it then. I mean, what's missing? I guess that's what I'm asking. You say that you don't have it. I'm trying to figure out, well, what would somebody have to have for you to feel attraction for them? Do you even know? That's my question. And if you're so resistant to it, I mean, only in the fairy stories do we really have those instant attractions to people, and those usually don't really work out too well. Real relationships take time to build. You start with some common ground, you spend time around each other, you talk, you laugh, you tell a few jokes, you spend some more time together, and then the attraction builds from there. So I don't know. I mean, every time I've had those situations, and we see this in the column all the time, where these people, have that instant heat. It burns out. It's like it doesn't last. There's a problem there. It's kind of skews things. It makes people think weird, and they assess situations weirdly too. So I'm not really sure what to tell you. I mean, if you feel like, there's never going to be any opportunity for anything to happen, well, then just tell him that. And you can't worry about what his past has been. That's not your problem. Your issue is you can't wait. You don't want to waste his time. But then on the other hand, like I said, if you're not really clear, okay, doesn't have it. None of these other people made you attracted to him. Can you even be attracted to anybody? Or do you even know what would make somebody be attractive to you? Those are two questions that you need to ask yourself. I can't answer those for you because I don't know you. And yeah, look in the chat. They have some suggestions for you. Your weird ass. Question number 20. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group, and the male is the 22 to 27. Summary of issue. My boyfriend won't stop giving me hickeys, and I don't know how to explain to him why I don't like them. It doesn't matter why you don't like him. Did you tell him to stop? And if he keeps doing it anyway, then that's grounds to break up. When someone violates your body, when I don't even need to read this letter, I will because I know you guys are nosy, but I'm just going to say this because it doesn't matter what it is. Even somebody could be tickling you, pulling your hair, choking you, pushing you, touching you, pinching you, whatever it is. If you don't like it and you tell them to stop, don't do that to my body. It's my body. I decide what happens to it. And they do it anyway, then that is a sign of disrespect and it's abusive. And you end that relationship immediately. That is the answer to your question. Well, but it's like it's very controlling and it's very disrespectful. And not only that, it's like very unprofessional and juvenile. So how's she supposed to go to work and stuff with all that shit all over her like that? And it's like he's immature. Who does that? I mean, that's some shit 13 and 14-year-olds do. Grown people don't be putting hickeys on each other because they know they got to go to work and everybody gonna be seeing that shit. It's inappropriate. But teenagers like to do that because it's new to them. Everything's new to them, so they be doing it because it's like, oh, but you done had 900 of them. It's just not funny anymore. So let's see what she says. She says, I feel crazy for getting upset about it. We've been together for almost 3 years. In the beginning, he would give me hickeys and I would give him some occasionally. It was not, for the honeymoon period, but it's getting to the point where I feel like they are kind of gross and I hate people commenting on them. When I was 16, I had boyfriends who would leave huge hickeys. See, like I said, teenagers use hickeys all over my neck to the point I looked like I'd been choked out. And I've had employers tell me that they are unprofessional and I need to cover them up. Now that I am no longer a teenager, I hate them even more because I feel like they are dumb and immature. And honestly, it feels like he is marking his territory. Like he went on a camping trip the last few days and gave me one before he left. And it's this huge and dark. And I feel like I can't put my hair up and forget it's there sometimes until someone mentions it. So now how do I explain to him that I'm not trying to act single, but I am so sick of them and they hurt. And I've heard people have had them from popping an artery. And what are your honest opinions? I would break up with him personally because, like I said, my thing is you're not respecting what I want, the boundaries that I put in place for my body. So you got to go. It's just that simple. And you got your bosses telling you about this unprofessional. I mean, I mentioned that before, but you actually had an employer that had to pull you in and tell you that shit, and you still with this clown? See, something is wrong with you. You don't understand what a boundary violation this guy is, violator. He doesn't give a shit about what's comfortable for you or what you want for your body. He's going to do what he wants to do. And for that privilege alone, he would be put in the wind. He'll be put in the wind. It's like, no, I can't do this no more because you stupid and I don't want to be bothered with you. Yeah. I don't know, giggles. That's what I'm saying. It's like these girls, there's something wrong with them. They just sacrifice everything about themselves to be in relationships with these clown ass boys, men, young men, whatever, and doing all kind of abusive treatment. And they're like, oh, my boyfriend. No, he wouldn't be my boyfriend. Not after you did that shit one time and I said, don't you do that shit again. And you try to do it again when you're in the process of doing it, I'm going to knee you in your testicles and you're going to be in pain. And then I'm going to get up and then the relationship is going to be over. Because I told your fucking ass not to do that to me. And you want to do it anyway. So that's the repercussions. You lay there and roll around and hold your groin while I get my shit and get the fuck out of here. I am not playing with these men. I don't understand why you ladies do. Why you take so much bullshit from these dudes. Life is too short. Let's move on. Question number 31. Female 35 to 42, male the same age group. Summary of issue. How to overcome anxiety about getting married. Oh. My now fiance, we're both 35, proposed a couple of weeks ago, and I said yes. I love him, and genuinely believe he is the man I can be happy with. The thing is, now that we're planning the wedding stuff, I'm starting to freak out, not in a good way. I was married before and it didn't end well. And the idea of marriage just terrifies me. Well, then why did you say yes? Okay, you bombastic side eye at you because I don't understand why you said yes then if you tripping like this. I keep thinking about what our life is going to be like in 10 years. Are we going to get bored and annoyed at each other? Of course you are. Are we going to lose interest? That's part of it. But then you find it again. Nook Nook is Nook Nook is going to get boring and unpleasant. Will any of us entertain thoughts of cheating? I just can't help but dwell on these thoughts in my head. Another fear I have is infertility. In 9 years of marriage, we didn't have kids with my ex-husband. And even though I got checked multiple times and doctors didn't find anything wrong with me, that fear is still there. What if I can't get pregnant in my future with my future husband? My first marriage was terrible. I always felt exhausted, cooking and cleaning and ironing shirts and pants and working full time with all that I had no time left for myself. I forgot to eat, lost a lot of weight, and didn't look my best. After divorce, I was able to get back on my feet and took took better care of myself. I started going to the gym and overall became a better version of myself. Excuse me, let me get some. I know it depends on me to take care of myself first, but when I think about marriage, I remember how ashamed and ugly and exhausted I was, and that definitely doesn't feel like something to be excited about. My fiance is very happy and is really looking forward to getting married, but I just can't find it in me to feel the same way. I didn't share all the details with him. I just said that I was scared of getting married, and he keeps telling me it's going to be all right. Little does he know that my ex used to say the exact same thing before we got married. Huh. So she says, apologies for a lot of letters. I just let it all out. I think she means for the length of the letter. Okay, so you basically are feeling very anxious. I'm a big believer in communication. Right now, you're keeping dude in the dark. So you're not telling him anything. What you need to do is all the stuff that you just said here, you need to sit him down and say, I'm going to tell you what is going on, what I'm afraid of. And let's see if, we can agree to some of these things because I'm terrified. And this is why I'm terrified. And you say, I don't want to be in a situation where I feel like I'm responsible for all the upkeep of the household. I need a partner who's going to, pitch in 50-50 or, whatever. And he, has he shown that he has that attitude already? Or has he been the kind of guy that, that pitches in, like when you cook, he washes the dishes without you having to tell him. He sees the garbage can is full, he picks up the trash, he takes it out without you having to tell him. When he sees something on the carpet that looks a little dirty, he grabs a vacuum cleaner and he vacuums it up without you having to tell him. Does he exhibit any of those signs, or does he wait for you to do it, or does he wait for you to tell him to do it? Those are important things. You should already know what kind of dude you got. You shouldn't be going into the marriage proposal part with these questions. You should already know this about him. If you don't know these things about him, then you had no business saying yes to his proposal. As far as, they call that the emotional labor, like worrying about birthday parties and doctor visits and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you guys are in your 30s, so you're much older than you were when you got married the first time. Surely he's an independent person and can make his own appointments and get himself to the doctor. And he doesn't need you to take care of him like a baby like that. Right? You were married 9 years, and that was some years ago, so you were really young. Things are going to be different now. You guys on, you're on the downstroke to 40. And you talking about, well, I don't know if I could have kids. A simple test will take care of that. Go in there, you get yourself tested again, and he gets himself tested for his, mobility and the number of little swimmies to make sure that everything's a hunky-dory and know in advance. So all the questions that you have can be addressed. There's no reason for you to be sitting there like in a ball of fear, when you as an adult woman have the capacity to address each and every one of these things and come and resolve them with some good communication and a phone call to a specialist. So I'm not, I mean, I understand that you dealing with some baggage, but there's no need for that. Roll your sleeves up like a fucking grown ass woman and get busy figuring this shit out. Okay? Because if you can't figure it out and you refuse to talk to him about it, it does not bode well for y'all to have a marriage. Because you can't even talk to him about something as simple as this. This is nothing. This is nothing to talk about. So let's move on. Question number, oh, I got it. How many questions do we have here? Okay, question number 32. She's 28 to 34. He's 35 to 42. Okay, so this is an older couple. Summer issue. My boyfriend can't stop nitpicking my imperfections around the house related to cleaning and organization. And this is a mere boyfriend, and you let him pick on you. You don't know how to back your shit and move the fuck out? See another one. Just stay there and just take it. We've been together for 7 years. Oh, 6.5 years too long. And ever since it started, my boyfriend was easily irritated by things. It became much worse when we moved in together as he kept nitpicking my every little thing that I did. He grew up with extremely clean and hardworking parents. Meanwhile, mine were alcoholics, who to this day live in filth. I want to stress that I am a clean person. I try and I keep my apartment as clutter-free as possible, but I'm not perfect. Sometimes I eat on our dark table and I don't notice a few toast crumbs that I left. Honestly, I don't. It's not that I mean it. I don't. It's not meant intentionally. That's what she should write written, but that's not what she wrote. He will then come in, see them, and start making noise. Oh my God, seriously? Why can't you just clean this up? I've improved in any area I can, but I just can't prove to the world that I don't notice something if I don't see it. Deep down, I know that this is about him and not about these few minuscule crumbs. He also shows some OCD signs, repetitive noise making. What? Like the ying, 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 ying. See, no, no, tapping, etc. But it's not treated. I tried communicating that whenever I hear his grunting in another room, I feel extremely stressed out, and because it caused me to feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Girl, wait, he in another room grunting repeatedly. Uh, 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 and you still with him? And he tapping on stuff. See, no, I can't do weird noises. He, on the other hand, claims that I just refuse to respect his needs and change. I just don't know how to change. I'm not perfect at cleaning, and I feel like I will never be. And no matter how hard I try, there will always be another crumb that I just didn't see. I know I sound dramatic, but I just don't know what to do anymore. Thank you for any advice. What you do is you pack your stuff and you move out. That's what you do. And you leave his tapping ass and his OCD behaviors to be there by himself. And this place can be just as spick and span and clean and crumb free as he likes. Why you put up with this for 7 years is beyond my understanding. This is some shit I wouldn't have put up with for 7 minutes. He would have got to ranting about some fucking crumbs, and I would have picked up them crumbs and rubbed them in his face. It's been like, I'm out. Fuck you. Did you say he'd be grunting in the next room? No. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Not gonna try to do it. Don't want to understand it. Nothing. I can't do it. I don't even know what to say. Sarah say she said, I could not. That's where I am with it too. I have certain things, I can't put up with, but this ain't one of them. Okay, female 28 to 34. What can I do about my boyfriend who is not working? She asks. I feel like maybe I am being unsympathetic, and perhaps someone out there can feel so rough following a diagnosis of gallbladder issues, and fatty liver. Oh, 7 months ago. Although he said he felt rough before he was diagnosed, we did at least go out places on holiday and have regular nook, and vertigo, and going back on SSRIs. I don't know what that is. Some drug 2 months ago. He felt pretty much always, he pretty much always says he feels nauseous or at least so when I ask. He got signed off sick with the vertigo, and on receipt of the second or third sick note, told the contract would end next month. So he's a contractor. I said that maybe it isn't right what your employer has done. Yeah, but he's on contract, so it's not like he's a regular employee, so he doesn't have those protections that you're talking about. He says that when he feels up to it, the contract ends with, which may be be too late. Wait, her writing is okay. What is she trying to say here? I don't know what she's trying to say. Okay, anyway, let me just skip that part. It kind of gets me down. It surely must be to him as well. Him just sitting around watching TV all day, and when my weekend rolls around, there's no desire to do anything with me during my free time. He hasn't done anything during his vertigo exercises from the doctor, and refuses nook. He won't even kiss me, and because the movement makes him dizzy. Often, if I try to cuddle him, he will push me away, saying that he feels, quote, rough. I do all the proper cooking when I occasionally leave in the family. He eats meat and easy freezer dinners and such like that. He says her writing is horrible. He says he is happy to live off very little, but since he is reluctant to even come for a walk with me, that makes this life very boring and dinners I cook fairly monotonous. Huh. Okay. I don't, I'm gonna her her writing is driving me crazy. But what she's saying is basically he got diagnosed with all these different afflictions, and so his contract is gonna end, so he's not gonna have any money. And she's basically gonna be supporting him. And it sounds like to me, young lady, that you would do well to get yourself back in school and learn how to write, because what you wrote here is a fucking hot mess, and your ideas are all over the place. I'm sure they make sense to you, but I'm trying to read them and understand what you're trying to tell me, and it's a struggle because the way everything is so disjointed. So that might be a good start. You could get yourself a better job if you improve your writing skills. As far as him, he's just a boyfriend. Why are you there? You're not obligated to take care of him. And he got himself in this position where he has all these afflictions. I mean, that's great and everything, but he should get on disability then. He should be dependent on you to support him. What would my advice be to you? To tell him that you're going to move out and you're going to leave him there and that he can figure it out. Because they have, drugs for all of those things. He needs to take them, he needs to do his exercises, and he needs to get himself together. If you got gallbladder disease and fatty liver, you can get a surgery for that. Yeah, I don't know what his situation is, but it just sounds like a bunch of excuses to me. And he's getting all these doctor notes and stuff like that, but that's fine for those periods of time. That means the doctor expected that to be temporary. He's trying to put this in a situation like it's permanent so he can sit on his ass at home and you take care of him. And every time that you want something from him, like affection or attention, then he can't give it to you. So that's my assessment of what you tried to write. I hope I got it right. If I didn't, my apologies, but I did the best I could struggling through what you wrote, because that was rough. All right, let's hope this next person did better. Question number 34. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. I wish I was gay now. LOL. I wasn't expecting this big of a difference. He says this is a vent mainly. So every once in a while, I fell into the habit of using a dating app. I know it's probably shouldn't waste my money and time, but curiosity gets the best of me, and it did work for some people. I only had limited success with them so far. They got me a few dates, but nothing serious. This time I signed up to be on this, a site that starts with a B. After I heard some positive things about it, at least his approach is more creative than the usual ones, but it was mostly the same. In 1 week, I got like 2 likes. I had a good chat with some girls, but of course, I had to lie to keep them messaging me at first. Wow, that's terrible. But one evening, out of curiosity, I changed my settings to include men just to see what it's like on the other side. And in the same evening, I got 8 likes. So you got 2 in 2 weeks from women, and 2 in a week from women, and 8 in one evening from guys. 8 likes in the next morning, it was already 11, and they weren't even bottom of the barrel. Some of them were really good looking with good style. Maybe we reached a point in history where it's actually beneficial to be gay. He put a big question marks. This also opened my eyes. If this is what women experience, then it makes sense. No wonder many of them aren't making effort to skip my average ass if men shower them with this kind of likes all day. This way, no one really stands out. And even if they see a man in who they would like to be interested in, a potentially better man is always around the corner. Well, I mean, isn't that the nature of the dating apps, though? I mean, the very nature of swiping. I mean, you look at something for like 2 seconds, and then you decide if you're interested in it or not. To me, that's very superficial, and it doesn't really allow for any much investigation of the person's of your common ground or anything. You're just looking at their picture, right? Swipe, 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 swipe. This, I don't want you. Yes, this is good, kind of thing. You're making an instant judgment. And that's probably what those guys did with you. I mean, there's something about you that they liked, but you keep in mind, they ain't on there looking for no relationship. They on there looking for some booty, just like looking for women for some. So, I mean, if you're gonna swing that way, I mean, I'm not here to stop you, but I'm just saying, don't be thinking it's gonna be. You said nothing serious. It's not gonna be serious there either. But might be time for you to walk on the wild side. Yeah, he's fresh meat. They probably can see he's been on there for with women, and so he's a V. So they're like, oh, new territory. Let me conquer that right quick. Yeah, dude, you better watch out. You over there playing around with fire, your ass gonna get burnt up. Question number 35. This is the female in the 22 to 27 age group. The male is 20 to 34. Summary of issue. I'm at a loss. I'm talking so much. I'm at a loss and not sure how to proceed with my boyfriend backing out of our engagement. Oh. I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years now. We're both in our mid-20s. We started to approach 2 years, and I sat him down with the talk about our timelines to let him know that I would be thinking about marriage, and that around the 2-year mark, I'd really like to start moving forward. While he was nervous, he did agree with me, and we both agreed to get engaged during the summer. Now, I want to note that throughout the time leading up to the summer, I checked in with my boyfriend a few times to see if he was feeling okay and make sure that he really wanted this. Flash forward a couple of months, my boyfriend becomes really busy at work, so we pushed back the engagement stuff to July. As we lead up to July, he tells me that we can start to move things forward and that we can start looking at rings and apartments together. When it came time to talk about the ring, I noticed my boyfriend acting funny, and I kept trying to pull it out of him. After pressuring him, he finally admitted that he was extremely nervous about getting engaged and broke down in tears and had a panic attack. He told me that he loved me and he feels like I'm the one, but can't stand the thought of losing me, but that he's feeling overwhelmed and unsure. He mentioned that he's not sure if we've had enough, quote, deep talks or, quote, deep moments. I disagree with that, as we've always had a close connection. He's cried to me whenever he was stressed, and I feel as though we are very connected. Since then, he has had multiple breakdowns about the situation and panic attacks. My boyfriend is an anxious guy and often panics, though. When it comes time to making tough decisions, he also often relies on his siblings to help him sort his thoughts out and was upset when I asked him not to mention it to his brother because this was very private and his brother often shared our private information with his girlfriend. I also feel as though we should be able to make this decision on our own without reliance or codependence on his brother, which he has a hard time doing. I'm trying to come to terms with everything, but I'm left feeling very confused. I'm also somewhat resentful because he lied to me and didn't communicate with me. Also, he keeps telling me that he won't keep me waiting more than a couple of weeks, not months, weeks, but that he needs time to gather himself and really think things through. I just don't know what can change in a couple of weeks, and I'm left feeling heartbroken. Please share your thoughts, Deb. If I'm in need of advice on how to proceed, how would you proceed? I would tell him, I would give him his ring back. But see, I don't think you handled this well, really, because you put like okay, you sprung it on them. Well, in 2 years, this is what I want. And you said it right around the 2-year mark. So, you didn't give him like time to gradually get into it. So you should have said that at the 1-year mark. Say, well, around 2 years, 2.5 years, I would, like to get engaged. If that's not something that you want to do, or you don't see this relationship going and trending in that direction, then, I would suggest, even though we really like each other and stuff, that we break up because, this is a timeline. I want to make sure that I have children at a certain age and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Right? That's your life plan. You have every right to have it. But the way that you did it, it put him on the spot. So in order, he's sitting there. He's like, okay, if I say no, then she's going to leave me. Well, he doesn't want that, of course. But then, so the only answer was he had to say yes, but he really wasn't ready to say yes because you just sprung it on him. The way you did it is just like, yeah, well, it's 2 years. And so, we need to be making a decision kind of thing. So don't be surprised when he comes back and says that he changed his mind, that he felt pressured to say yes, and that he wants to back out of the situation because that's where this is going to go, I do believe. Yeah. He checks with it. He's not ready for anything like that. Somebody who still acts like the baby brother, checking with his brother, then the brother's got a big mouth to tell his girlfriend everything. He can't even hold the confidence. So immature. And then, he gonna be crying and stuff, and he's having panic attacks and shit. Why would you want to marry a man who's having panic attacks? I mean, you want a husband who's strong, has some strength, has some like resilience and durability and can tackle shit. You don't want somebody who's be crying and whining and breaking down every time you turn around. You can't even be the one in the household panicking and stuff because you got to take care of him and then any kids you're gonna have too. So you're gonna be like the daddy and the mama and all rolled into one and not even be a single parent. Fuck dog. Girl, this is not the man for you. I don't see this as being a proper husband. He's not husband material, Lisa, not yet. Okay, so give him his ring back, let him off the hook, and then you go on and find somebody else. That would be my suggestion. Because this guy, he's not independent and strong enough to be anybody's husband. Not yet. Maybe never. Question number 38. 36. I'm sorry. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issue. I'm low-key scared of my girlfriend. He says, while me and my girlfriend were talking, she suddenly asked me some what-if questions. Like, I don't know if she was testing me, but I passed, I guess. Then when the test was over, she said, quote, that she'll burn my house down if I ever cheated on her as a joke. I would never cheat on her, but she's literally so perfect and we've already gone through a lot. I just got so scared though. I don't know why. She sometimes makes jokes about stuff like that. One time I stalked her TikTok post and came across this video that said, quote, I want an obsessive girlfriend until I think No, I wasn't an obsessive girlfriend until I think of a way to get rid of your body. This was just an example. I don't know. What is your opinion? What's y'all's opinion about somebody who posts stuff like that and says stuff like that? I will burn your house down. What would I say back? Bitch, I will blow your fucking car up with you in it. So, is that the kind of shit we gonna be doing? I match energy. So, you gonna talk crazy to me, I'm gonna talk crazier. And then when I do it, don't be surprised, because if you burn my house down, I'm gonna burn up your shit with all your people up in it, including you. Is that what we doing? Would I let her intimidate me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I would say it without a smile, without missing a beat, so that she would understand, whatever level crazy you go, I can match that and go 10 more. So, dude, but see, you're not crazy like me. You sound like a normal, sane young man. So your best bet would be to really back away from this girl and tell her that the reason is because of these things that she says. So, it's not so much that whether you would do them or not, it's the fact that you sit around thinking about this kind of stuff. I don't want no woman sitting around thinking about how she's gonna be killing me and burning my house down and shit. You talk crazy. I'm not trying to be no crazy bitch. So I'm done here. Boop. Okay. That's what you need to do. I'm telling you. Gonna be like Left Eye. Remember she burned down dude's house? She started dude that she was dating, that sports baseball player or something. She burned up his house. She trying to have an instant replay of that. Ooh, this pink paper. Remind me to never do this again. This was just the worst. Okay. Question number 37. This is a young man in the 28 to 34 age group. And it's another male in the same age group. Okay. Summary of issue. My roommate got knockout drunk and started his fire in his bedroom. What is this, drunk night? Are people getting drunk to the point of passing out? Hey, ladies, I live in a house share with 3 other people in a large city. Yeah, because he didn't put his location. Last week, I woke up in the middle of the night, to a fire alarm going off. My roommate, let's call him Jim, had started a fire in his room. The hallway was full of smoke, as was his bedroom. He had at some point lit a candle, which caught fire on some curtains. I'm disoriented, and while I'm trying to figure out where the fire is, my other roommate puts out the fire that Jim started. Luckily, it never got to be too big. At this point, I realized Jim is incoherent. At first, I think it was something to do with the smoke inhalation, but it wasn't. It didn't take me long to figure out that Jim is absolutely plastered. As the carbon monoxide alarm had also gone off, we got everyone out of the house and called the fire department. They came and said that we got very lucky and that the fire could have been quickly gotten out of control. I also noticed, as I'm showing the firefighters where the fire started, that Jim's room has dozens of empty Costco-sized bottles of liquor in his room. So I go to work the following day a bit shaken. The other roommate seemed not at all bothered. When I got home, I bumped into Jim, and he swears that he doesn't remember anything about the previous night. I got together with the other 2 roommates and suggested that we talk to him. So that's what we were gonna do. We felt what is it? Oh, we tell him about the fire and that he needs to inform his rental company in writing about the incident, and strange for an inspector to come up and also check the house for damage. And we also suggested that he go to an AA meeting. We also say that he can't have any more open flames in his room. I thought maybe that lesser would include some language about candles, but it didn't. The least, I think is what he means. A few weeks later, Jim had started sleepwalking because of a side effect from his sleeping pills. While he was sleepwalking, he apparently went into my room in the middle of the night. Okay, Jim is like the roommate from hell, and took off my sheets from his bed. So during our conversation, I asked if he's been mixing booze with the sleeping pills, and he says yes, and that he won't mix alcohol with the pills anymore. It's now a week later. He claims to have informed me the leasing company about the fire, although he hasn't shown me any evidence. I asked him to send an email to the company and to CC me. He did not do that. Instead, he wrote an email to me summarizing what he had told the company and claimed to not have been able to email the company for whatever reason and routinely correspond with the leasing company via email for maintenance requests, etc. So this is fishy to me. I am worried about Jim. I'm worried that he might hurt himself or us while he's drunk. I understand accidents happen, but I'm concerned that he hasn't taken any responsibility for this incident. How do we deal with this situation? This is okay. What you're supposed to do, you don't wait for Jim to report it himself. That was a mistake. I don't know why you did it that way. You report it. Okay, you report it and you tell the leasing company to come in and inspect the place. And then you tell them to give him an eviction notice because you want him to fuck up out of there before he burns the house down and you guys in it. Okay, that's what you do. You get rid of Jim. Jim has to go somewhere else. I don't know where the fuck Jim is going to go, but it's not going to be there. That's what you need to do. And you need to do that tomorrow. You don't wait for Jim to do it. You do it. I'm surprised you waited this long. They're going to be wondering what the hell is your problem that you let this go on for all that time and you didn't notify them. So don't be surprised if they kick all you motherfuckers up out of there because you just being irresponsible and stupid. You were supposed to report that to those people the next day. And now here it is a week, 2 weeks, something later, and you still haven't done it? Waiting for Jim to do it. And that's going to be your excuse. That's not going to fly. If I was the one who owned that place, I'd kick you all out. You for not telling me about it, and him for being the one who was the cause of the damage. And I'd make his security deposit. It would go to pay for that damage, and any that it didn't cover, I'm gonna take his ass to small claims court, and you're gonna pay me for it. Because I'm not coming out of pocket for it. And the last question of tonight, see, I'm not trying to become a crispy critter behind somebody. He's burning me up. Question number 38. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. The male is in the same age group. Summary of issues. Should I confront him? So I was seeing this guy who's about 34 and I'm 29, and he's a family friend and, quote, close with my dad. How is he close with your father and he's only 34? The one time we hung out, he was telling me how him and my dad are so close. And he used to call him every day and showed me a voicemail that my dad had left him. Then the next day we hung out and we were intimate. Okay, you not living right. He hasn't texted me since, and I was the last to reply, and I'm not one to beg when I believe if someone wanted to talk to you, they would. I am so pissed off because I don't sleep around with people I don't care about. I feel so disgusted and used. It literally makes me sick. It's been 7 days since we hung out last, and still nothing. I was going to give him a few more days before I politely tell him how pissed I am. I would have never been intimate if I didn't know him, and he's close with my family. So this isn't what I was expecting. I asked for, okay, I don't know what she's talking about, in a non-accusatory way to confront him, and this is what I came up with. Should I confront him, and if so, when? So then she puts this part in quotes. I guess this is what she thinks she's going to send him. Hey, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind. I feel pissed and slightly hurt by what happened. I didn't expect to be used by you, especially after you talked about how close you are with my dad. It made me feel really disgusted and disrespected, as I'm definitely not one to just sleep around with people I don't care about. How could you care about somebody you just met? You tripping. I wasn't expecting anything crazy out of talking to you, but I was enjoying getting to know you better and thought you felt the same way. The whole situation is honestly quite crazy to me, as I'm not used to being treated this way. I'll be fine, and I'm not going to make anything awkward for you. Moving forward with our families, just thought you should know. He's not going to give a shit about your gut-wrenching confession. The bottom line is you need to reevaluate how you living, girlfriend. First of all, anybody that tells you that they are a friend of your mother's or father's, you don't fuck them. That's the number one rule you broke. He's like he's a friend of your daddy's. That means he's instantly off limits. Instantly. I mean, no thought about it. I don't care how fine he is, how interested he is in you. I don't care about any of those things. Okay, you fucked up. Okay, then you only went out with him one time, and then the next day you be intimate. And I care about him. You don't give a fuck about that boy. You just met him. So you on some delusional shit on that tip too. And then the third thing is now you want to write this like confessional novel and shit to him to a man who's already iced you. He put you got ghosted. He don't give a shit about what you feel or what you want. So you don't have to do anything. Just block his number and go on with your life, okay? Because you sending this is gonna expose you to be stupid, which you've already done. But I mean, why put icing on the cake? Okay, just let it go and don't do this kind of stuff in the future. Anybody that knows somebody in your family, you leave them alone. Your uncle, your grandpa, your daddy, your oldest brother, anything like that, you don't mess with them. There's too many other men in this world for you to get down with, that you don't have to do it with somebody that you know. That includes friends of your exes, your girlfriend's brothers, anybody like that. Nobody that you know, nobody that you have some other connection to through your family. Do you screw? Okay, that's it. That's it. That's the rule. And it will save you a whole bunch of trouble. Okay? My God. Yeah, but see, even that though, Beatrice, I mean, think about it. Okay, somebody come telling me that they friends with my daddy. I don't even want to talk to you. That's gross to me. I mean, that's just ew, ick. You friends with my father, and then I'm gonna sleep with you? That's like vicarious, you know what I mean? That's just I can't even make that association. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I don't understand what she was thinking, you know. But I do want to say, if you guys have not yet watched the video I put up the other day about the hair contest, the hair bar giveaway, please look for this video, this cover on it, and take a quick watch. It's like a 5-minute video. You get to see me do my hair in the video. And then it gives you instructions for how to enter the drawing to get one of those free shampoo bars. They're really, really nice, really nice. Very, your hair is just so soft and conditioned after. But unfortunately, like poor Shay had a reaction to it. So I did add a warning to the video at the end to do a, skin test before you put it on your whole scalp, because you don't want to have a problem, just in case you have an allergy. So I did add that. Thank you, Shay. I hate that happened to you, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, we had no way to know that in advance. So you guys give that a try, and then I will see you here on Friday night for the next Destiny News Network show. If you have some stuff you want to send in, be sure to email it to, here it is right here, this one. Email your screenshots of some dusty comments, a dusty post, or some crazy meme that a Dusty has posted to survivingdating@gmail.com and make the subject line DNN or Dusty News. We cannot take videos due to copyright issues, so only still images that are, freely available online can we use. So that's it for that show, and we'll see you here on Friday night for that at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Be here if you want to have some good laughs, because that's what we do. And that's our summer programming. Will last through August. Okay? See you guys Friday.